Hey all, this is Nerd News. We got some news for you guys. First of all, we'll just go over some housekeeping. We are no longer doing Nerd News before the top 5. And the reason is because we started like dig too deep for Nerd News. And so if we're trying to do every week with the top 5. So the idea is now we're only going to bring you the big hits, the headlines, no page 6 crap. This is all front page news that we're bringing you guys. So let's go ahead and start off with my number 1. Nintendo announced a new Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch. There's actually 2 of them out. There's one that just dropped that's kind of a pixelated version of a kind of a very small RPG. It's called Pokemon Quest.
Oh, yeah.
It's whatever. But the big news is Pokemon Let's Go, both Pikachu and Eevee edition. And looks amazing. It's straight up like a Game Boy Pokemon game. All right, or Nintendo DS, 3DS. Looks fantastic. There's even like a controller you can get for it. Have you seen the controller?
The Pokeball one?
The Pokeball.
Oh,
so I'm owning that.
Take my money.
Yeah.
But yeah, because we talked about it last week, or I said it was Pokemon Let's Go on our E3.
Yeah, now we have.
Now we know what it's about.
Now we've actually got the trailer for it. And
but now it seems like they're trying to make the cell phone app more. I don't know. I guess they're trying to bring it back because now it's compatible with it.
They're compatible with it. So the idea is that certain like gifts you can get out in the world, you could transfer over to your Pokemon game in Switch, vice versa. You could catch a Pokemon in the world. They showed a Dratini doing this, and you can bring it over to the Switch game, which is pretty cool.
Are you saying it combines Pokemon Go, the game app?
Yeah.
So here, understand this. So the Switch Pokemon Let's Go is its own standalone game. That's awesome, but it does have like the old trading factor kind of thing that you could do with the Pokemon Go iPhone or whatever phone app.
So I really liked Pokemon Go until people started hacking it or doing that.
Oh, that's been resolved a long time ago.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Well, people can make it like, oh yeah, I'm in Paris right now, even though they're sitting on the couch, and then
like literally would control yourself walking up and down streets.
And you just change your GPS whatever settings so it thinks you're there.
Oh my god, I wish I would have known that.
Yeah, I was literally in the hospital waiting room waiting for somebody and watching some guy that was walking around like New York. Next to me here in California. Wow. But he was walking around catching just like shit I could never find where I'm at because I don't go to New York. But he's sitting there, I remember very well, he was just like talking to me about like, this is like Manhattan or whatever. I'm like, you were such an asshole. You were ruining this game.
I've spent days just wandering.
Yeah. Well, remember you and me used to sit outside like 11 o'clock at night, this little town that we live in.
That's how we met
had like a Pokemon club. That is literally how we met the neighbors.
I haven't talked to him since then. It's weird.
His name's Justin. He's really awesome.
A little bit.
But he actually gave me a free Battlefield 1 game. Did I tell you about that? He's like, I'm done with this game. You can have it. It's like a $60 game at the time when he gave it to me. I'm like, cool, dude. Thanks. He's really cool. It is. So this new Pokemon game should be really cool.
Yeah, but have you looked in, or have you saw more about the controller, the Pokeball?
I just saw somebody using it.
But did you see like someone?
Oh yeah, you can like take it to school or work if you're an adult.
Like someone had it on a table and was rubbing it, and fucking Pikachu was talking out of it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a little Tamagotchi,
like
you know?
Yeah, there you
go. The Amazon thing we could order from home.
It's a lot cuter than that though, because it's just like, and you're like, it
lights out.
My Pikachu's hungry,
but it has voice recognition or something like that.
I don't know the details on that much. It just looks awesome. That's all I can confirm. It comes out November 16th, so my birthday's the day after that. So if you need to know what I'm doing for my birthday, I'm sitting in front of a Switch I'm buying, playing the Pokemon game I'm buying, with the Pokeball that I'm buying. So it'll be a very busy day.
So what's the gift? You got all 3 of those already?
Yeah, bring me pizza. That's my gift.
Okay.
So that's pretty awesome. So this is a first piece of like E3's coming up, so a lot of people are starting to already release little tidbits that we'll be seeing during E3. This is one of them. Another one, Bethesda announced, or it leaked, Fallout 76 coming out. It's not the next Fallout game, but it is another Fallout installment. It will be a prequel. Let me explain this. Not a prequel. It'll take place before all the other Fallout games. It'll be earlier before then. And that it has been described as an online survival RPG. So I'm not sure. I would consider that probably like your normal survival games where you're in a server and you're just trying to live and there might be other people around you. If it's like one of those where you log out and you're still in the game, it'd be fantastic. I think it all takes place within the Vault 76. That'd be pretty cool because that's the 76 is the Vault.
So it wouldn't be like open map. It would be within like a.
Well, all we saw from the very small teaser is inside the vault, which there's only the Fallout app that takes place in the actual vault. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool to explore that kind of living.
Yeah.
You know, so it'd be kind of cool to be in there.
Because they showed some rooms, huh? Like decorations everywhere, like.
Well, the
pictures.
normal like Fallout motif, you know, where it's nuts, where it's like everything's perfect. Enjoy your drugs. Just stay sedated. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. The other thing we got. I can't believe how excited I am about these games. They're so dumb, but they're so great. Lego DC Supervillains was announced for October 16th.
I have no clue what it'll be about though.
Well, it's like the regular, the Lego games, which have all been really good games. They're funny, they're interactive, they're pretty fun. And this one's all just the villains. And it's got the Joker, looks like it's the one from Lego Batman. Please have Zach Galifianakis voice it. That would be amazing.
Oh, man, that would be pretty neat.
Yeah.
Like actual celebrities would doing these voices.
I mean, yeah, if they could just get him, I'd be happy. They have, on the cover shows Reverse Flash and Catwoman. Trying to remember all the other ones, but it just already looks like it's a lot of fun. So the premise of the game is that somebody or something happens to the Justice League, they're gone, they're out of commission. Mm-hmm. So like their replacements come in and they're all real beast people, and so you're fighting this you're the villains fighting against bad version of the Justice League, like a terrible version.
Okay.
So that'd be kind of cool.
Some of these Lego games are pretty fun, relaxing games.
Yeah.
You know, like I just bought the Harry Potter one that has all of them together.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool just to lay on the couch and not really have to be like super hardcore.
They're chill. The Lord of the Rings one too is really good, and Star Wars. We've talked about the Star Wars one in the past, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in one of our Patreon exclusive episodes. But that's so yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. We have some news on PUBG. They are suing Fortnite for copyright infringement in Korea. So they're owned by a Korean. PUBG's owned by a Korean publisher called Bluehole, and they're suing because of the battle royale game. They say that they stole it. And what do you guys think about that? What do you think about? I think that's kind of crazy. It's innovation. That's how video games work.
I haven't played Fortnite, so I don't really know.
Well, they copied the idea of like the battle royale, but it doesn't look the same, and it's totally different when you're playing it. Well, I actually haven't played Fortnite, but I've seen a lot of videos, and I watched Ninja play.
Yeah.
And it's
if you're going to watch Fortnite, you watch Ninja, yeah.
And Fortnite is, to me, more like H1Z1 Battle Royale instead of PUBG. But PUBG technically copied H1Z1, so couldn't they countersue? Because H1Z1 technically tanked, and it's a dead game. So technically, if they want to make more money, just sue them.
It's funny that you mentioned that. That's part of nerd news too. Is H1Z1 just hit 1.5 million? They have the beta on the PS4. They just hit 1.5 million people playing. It's like 6 days. It's booming right now on the PS4. Huh. Yeah, which was a dead game. Was surprising.
It was a dead game.
It's funny you see them like Fortnite and PUBG in the courthouse, and then fucking H1Z1 just busting the door. You're like, fuck you, bitch.
Like the Kool-Aid Man through the side.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's very feasible for one company to sue another company in the video game world, where you see them constantly building on each other's innovations. We got World of Warcraft because of RuneScape. Why can I not think of the name of the game that was before that? EverQuest, thank you. Because of EverQuest. And which EverQuest I think actually might have been after RuneScape. RuneScape is finally closing down after 17 years. The main game. Yeah. And then off of World of Warcraft, we've got the Star Wars game. Everybody copies each other, and it's called innovation. We learn a new technique. Everybody likes it. We adapt and grow with it, and then we get tired of it, and they adapt again. And it's how it's done. You can't. I mean, like we wouldn't have Simpsons if it wasn't for Flintstone. We wouldn't have. Yeah. South Park if it wasn't for Simpsons. It's just how things go. So I don't know. It's kind of. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. It's just kind of funny. It seems like the last ditch effort of a dying game.
I wonder what's the specific. I mean, because it has to come down to like you guys copied us at this specific frame.
You literally jump all out of a bus, right? That's flying.
Well, so in PUBG you jump out of a plane, and in Fortnite you jump out of a battle bus.
Yeah. So they're saying stories, map.
There is, John. There's like no story to this game. They're just the online mode, and they're complaining about the battle royale aspect. So the idea that what both games have identical is there's a flying vehicle over a big battlefield. Mm-hmm. You jump out of it. There's a big storm or blue enclosing circle that forces you to center in on some specific spot, and you're fighting each other to that spot. And then the last man surviving, the last team surviving wins the game. Both those games, that applies to both of them 100%. Mm-hmm. So you can easily say that Fortnite copied PUBG. My argument is, no shit. Yeah. But that's just a normal thing. And there's going to be something that copies Fortnite. You know, you just take something, you put something people want to see with it. I'm waiting for the Ninja Turtles version of Fortnite, and then I'll play that one. You know.
Oh god.
Like PUBG, it's a dying game right now because of them. They should have stopped the anti-cheating. They should have stopped the cheating.
Right.
They should have came out with skins without fixing the cheating. The biggest issue was cheating, and then people went to Fortnite because of it.
Yeah.
And that's their own fault.
Fortnite's more polished too because all you hear like for Xbox PUBG, it's still fucking broken. There's hella bugs and shit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you can play Fortnite where there's no issues.
Well,
I mean, I don't want to say no
That
issues,
game's
but you know, stupid
graphics was
shit.
never meant for console games.
Well, and they're doing the League of Legends thing too, where they're just adding skins. They just announced the shopping cart, which is this thing where you could like
Fortnite,
ride in a
yeah.
shop. Fortnite did ride in a shopping cart. It's one of the things I was going to mention. They're adding a ton of skins. There's a patch coming out right now. They add a bunch of skins. There's UI changes. They're adding voice chat to the PC version. New guns. And it's just Fortnite's way more exciting in that way. There's more content coming.
Yeah.
PUBG releases a big patch is because they're trying to fix something that broke.
Yeah.
That's constantly fix something that broke patches. Nothing new. I think the last thing we got was where you could choose a map of 2 maps.
No, right now, that already came out a long time. The new map.
That's what I'm saying. Is like the latest patch.
Latest one, they
has
broke
content.
all the machine guns. Broke
Great.
them all.
You know?
And shotguns. It's like one tap now with a shotgun.
And it's constantly that problem. I think that maybe Bluehole's just too small. If they were to get bought out by like Activision or something like that, which Call of Duty going to be doing Battle Royale as well.
Oh, that was on my news. Yeah.
Is it? It was on our news last time too.
Yeah.
It was part of this, but yeah. So we got the Fortnite and them fighting. We have H1Z1 just hit on PS4 the 1.5 million since Tuesday, so that's what it was. And then State of Decay 2 just passed over 1 million, and that just got released on Xbox.
And I was talking to some people about it because I need a good zombie game right now.
That's
I'm
what-
all into, zombies right now for some reason.
That zombie itch, we all get zombie itch.
Everyone says that one's really good, but I never played the first one before.
I never did either, and from my understanding, you don't need to. But,
Yeah,
but when you see the
I-
trailers for it,
yeah.
it looks like it's a lot of fun. If you get it, I'll get it.
I'll think about
The
it.
cool little stat that they threw out there, kind of was funny, is they said that 675 million zombies have been killed so far in the games. So when you're thinking of like 1 million people have killed 675 million, you're just slaughtering zombies left and right in that point. In that case, they have announced they're working through. I guess it is pretty bug heavy right now. It's pretty early on, but they said they're working through it.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then we have Sea of Thieves. It's getting its first expansion pretty soon called The Hungering Deep. And it contains, and you're talking about this one, Taguro, it contains a megalodon. And
the shark. Yeah, people are already killing it right now.
yeah, so and
You have to
then
get back on it.
don't make me all right, I'll download it again. Shit. It's a great game, and it's one of those games where like I was playing it a lot when I was deep into progression on Mythic rating. So it was like Mythic rating, stress. At the end of the night, like I just need to sail around and just like explore islands. It was such a good way to relax. To me, it's one of the most relaxing games because I like to just sail around. And then if I wanted to get the PvP, I'd queue into like the LFR, the looking for group, and then would just like murder people on a gallo, whatever it's called, galleon. So it was a lot of fun. But the big thing for this Hungering Deep is it has a campaign. They're talking about
No way.
actual campaign. Yeah, they said it's short and it's like a limited time thing, but it has a campaign. What that game desperately needs is a campaign.
Just like little stories here and there, not just somewhere you pick up a.
Give us a
mission
quest that
real
means
quick.
something, not just go kill that thing.
Yeah.
Talking about it, I already want to download it again.
When I saw people killing that Meg, I was like, oh shit, all right,
Yeah.
maybe we could run into this.
I wonder if it's something to do, because it takes forever for a game to be developed. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're copying them, but there is a movie coming up with Jason Statham where it's called Meg.
Meg,
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to be good. I don't know.
I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Movie Pass.
Movie Pass? Oh god, that's what we need to sponsor us. I love Movie Pass. I think I should get like credit for getting people into make Movie Pass.
It should have a rewards thing like that, don't you think?
I just got 3 free months to give to people.
To
which
get people though.
yeah, which isn't really benefiting me too much.
Yeah,
Other than that, like people will go with you to the movies. Owning a Movie Pass, being like one of the earlier ones, you get very used to going to the movies by yourself. It's fine. All right, next up, Funimation Films is releasing a season 2 recap movie. It's 2 hours long, and a season 3 premiere of Attack on Titans in theaters in America. So it's going to be in the theaters. Yeah,
This I didn't hear this.
yeah.
So
You
it's a
have the
movie?
Attack on
Oh,
Titan
what is it?
tattoo. Yeah.
No.
So it'll be a 2-hour movie that's a recap of season 2 and 1. Okay.
Okay.
So there's that, and then the first episode of the season 3 premiere is going to be in theaters throughout America and Canada.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Probably select theaters, huh?
It'll probably be through like Fathom events or something like that, which is not too bad. For instance, Sacramento that has Fathom events long. So that's pretty cool. That's it's one of those blind spots that I need to keep up on. But it's always looked like a really good anime. Next up, this is something that's actually going to be our next thing we're recording is going to be top 5 Walking Dead characters. So this is kind of a good timing for this. Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes, is leaving The Walking Dead after season 9, which is the next season.
Is it after or in the middle?
Well, we don't know the details of how he's going to leave. It would be a good middle. It's either going to be in the middle or at the end because they have mid-season finale and they have season finale. Norman Reedus, who plays Daryl, will be replacing him as the show's main character, the lead character. To me, I don't think Daryl has depth at all, so it'd be nice to kind of see something happen with him if there is anything.
You see him a lot, but you don't. He almost never speaks. He doesn't develop enough of a personality as character.
No, and then at the end of the last season, they made him, Maggie, and I think it was Jesus, set up to take Rick out. It's a real weird. Have you seen? Because I know you're rewatching.
I'm on
this
the
week.
last episode right now.
Okay, it's a really weird, false. It's like trying to create false plot and Rick didn't do what we needed to do with Negan. Spoiler alert for all this, by the way. We didn't need to do what they're going to do with Negan, so we need to take out Rick, or we'll get our revenge, or we'll not necessarily in a malicious way against Rick specifically, but they didn't agree with how Rick handled things.
They're trying to overthrow him.
It's like, guys, you guys have survived a ton of shit. You're not going to let this divide you.
Yeah.
And then why is Daryl on board with this? I can see the only person who has a reason to be so mad at Rick for trying to keep Negan alive would be Maggie because he killed Glenn.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that she would be so upset about it. Daryl, is it because of Scarface? What's his name? I don't remember his name. I like him too. Is he in my top? No. The blonde guy that has a scar on his face, a burned face. I actually like him. I think he's a good future for the show.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyways,
I'll talk about. I don't want to charm too much of Daryl because we're talking about our top 5. So
yeah, we'll get deep into it then. But so what do you guys think? Do you think this is basically the end of Walking Dead, or do you think that? What do you think?
I don't think it's the end, but for me it would be done because Rick is my favorite character. He is the main character, and see him go, I'm pretty much done. I already told myself if Rick Grimes ever leaves the show, I'm done with Walking Dead.
So season 9's the last season.
Season 9 that's it. Now I'm kind of hoping that I really want to see him end with The Walking Dead, but
so there's two things. So first of all, Daryl is not from the comic books. This is all based off of comic books, Walking Dead, right? Daryl's not from the comic books. So they are when Carl died because Chandler Riggs needed to go to college. So that in real life, so they needed. That's the kid who played Carol. Keep saying Carl. Carl. When he died, it was they did that because he had to go to school in life. But that changes from the comic books immensely. Yeah. Really, the story's about Carl and him taking up the leadership role in the comic books wise. So that was already a huge issue. But it's okay, you could still do a lot of stuff with what you have. Now with Rick gone, you are just off the pages. Yeah. They'll probably pull characters off of there, but then they're going to have to fit them into this new wild storyline. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So I think we have maybe a 15-20% chance that this will be good for the show. They could give him a chance to reboot.
I think it'll be good because it seems like they've kind of lost track with Rick, with his character. They were developing the first 3 or 4 seasons. It was great. You were so behind him, and then he started going through that state where he was starting to go crazy and starting to slip, and then you're like, well, shit, do I still trust this guy? Should I back him? Should I support him? Is he a great leader? Is he the best leader? Or is he just filling in because he cares about his family a lot?
See, okay, so that would be... Okay, so right there, all that indecision on whether or not he's a good leader. Yeah. Now you have to imagine if Carl starts to learn from what he does and all the mistakes, and becomes the new leader. And Rick becomes a sigil of the old guard. Of we have to fight everybody to survive into a new hope of
much like Black Panther.
Son of a bitch. Walking Dead is Black Panther. We've unlocked it.
Just that conversation.
Atlanta or Wakanda? You can't even... I'm just kidding. But
I just had that image in my head. But so now, maybe they didn't plan this out far enough ahead, but did they obviously plan that Daryl would be taking the son's role in that he's been watching Rick and learning from Rick and taking on all this, and it's okay, now...
It has no dimension. It's hard to tell.
But they haven't planted that seed early enough, so...
Maybe we'll see that in
Inception's
season
not
9.
going to take.
That's a good idea, though. I wonder if they're planning setting it up to where, in some way, Daryl would take.
He's been his right hand man. Even when Shane was around, he was still loyal and serving him. And then
And don't get me wrong, I love Daryl. He's an awesome character. It's just, is he strong enough?
Is he
We'll have to see a lot
too
out of him
shallow.
for season 9.
yeah,
Lots.
and maybe this whole event of Rick, I'm most excited about. I mean, it sucks to lose a good character, but I'm more excited to see how they're going to kill him off. How's he going to die? What's going to how's he going to turn?
And I think a big way for this show to survive, because they want to do 12 seasons, that's like 3 more seasons.
Man.
Yeah. Well, and they said they're going to do multiple spin-offs. They got Fear the Walking Dead, which I've only watched like the first couple
They're
seasons.
on season 4, but I even think that was being that successful still. Like, it's continuing or no?
It is continuing. They got Morgan on there
even
now.
think- yeah,
and it's
I saw
actually, so I've only watched like the first 2 or 3 seasons where they went down to Mexico and everything like that. It's actually a pretty good show.
Yeah.
It was something different. It kind of fell into that little bit of a hole where there's just like they're just traveling somewhere the whole time. Like that's something that I think Walking Dead killed themselves with.
What killed me with Fear the Walking Dead was when I thought, okay, I watched the first couple episodes. I didn't really stay into it. I didn't even finish season 1.
Right.
But I thought we were going to see how the virus happened and what caused it, and then it got exposed. But we're just are seeing it from when it first started. Zombies walking around. I was like, well, this is fucking stupid. This is Walking Dead.
Well, they talked about trying to catch up that show with the main show so they could have more people come from one to another.
Yeah, I guess. I actually wanted to see the virus outbreak. Like, I want to see what's the deal.
But I think in the end, like either way, however it was originally created, doesn't matter. Like it's all about the humanity of the
Exactly.
plague and how humanity decays. Like
How does the humans coexist? Because the main, they've said it 100 times in so many different metaphors. The main villain, the main problem in Walking Dead, the last person is definitely not the zombies.
Yeah.
It is the people you're surviving with.
It's the loss of humanity is what you're fighting against.
That's what the real villain is. So that's why they're like, oh yeah, it don't matter. CDC was there, something like that, yada yada yada. We don't really know what because they want to keep
for
it
one season though. Like, let me see like the science.
or make a movie maybe out of it.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of a nice as a movie of it. Everybody would watch it. It's still number one cable show. What's that called?
That's why they're just gonna keep going.
That's why not? Yeah. So they'll do more spin-offs, stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool to see like just a totally different story in a totally different country. Let's go Russia. Let's go France. Let's go South Africa. South Africa would be good. Ooh man. Or Australia. You know what cool is? Okay, so Australia, kind of think of Mad Max, where it's like with Mad Max, like there's a big nuclear wasteland thing that happens to so many of the countries. So Australia is kind of like this place where it's really bad, but it definitely wasn't the focus of the attack. So shit's bad over there, but it's not. So if you had the same thing where the rest of the world went dark because of zombies, and for some reason it didn't hit Australia, like how cool would that be to see Australia try to survive that? Because it's kind of like off on its own, you know?
Yeah.
So that'd be kind of cool. We don't have any Australian listeners yet, so we talk about you guys. All right, so next up we have Fox is holding a shareholders meeting here in a bit to decide if Disney's going to buy them.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So
that's huge.
What Fox? What do you mean?
Fox. So it's Fox TV and movie stadium.
But didn't they already buy that?
No, they said that they're interested in it. So now that the shareholders are actually having the meeting pretty soon.
So they don't own Simpsons and everything.
Not yet. It'll be for $52.4 billion.
Holy shit!
But if you're buying The Simpsons, it's like $50 billion right there.
If they do, then what would Universal do with the ride?
Now
it would still be there. It would probably be a leasing situation.
Yeah. So you know how Universal Orlando, because I was looking at this up, Orlando has all the Marvel stuff still because this was pre-Disney bought it, so they still have those rights, and they probably won't let them go.
Yeah.
Now Universal did announce that they were going to make Nintendo Land, and that's coming in Japan first, in Florida next, and then maybe, which I would hate to see Simpsons leave Hollywood, but if they can make room for Nintendo Land in Hollywood, they talked about taking Simpsons
I'm
out.
fine with Simpsons being taken out if it's moving to Disneyland. Because they could do Simpsons right.
Yeah, but can you see?
Go to California
I can't see
Adventures.
little kids getting into Simpsons.
Yeah, but if it's
though.
in California Adventures is like a little bit more of an adult version of Disneyland.
Yeah, so
Although
If
I
they're
love
ready to
it.
make a whole new park, then do it.
I think they need to
I'm
just
down.
knock down some buildings over there in LA and just expand Disney.
I know.
They
Who
could.
needs the
As
town?
much money as Disney has, they can just
They
kinda-
could totally do it. Like, hey, get out of here.
Yeah.
Or we're moving.
What is that the government does where they just usurp some land from people?
Eminent domain.
Eminent domain. Yeah, I think Disney's got enough power. They can
Oh,
just
yeah, they do.
Sorry, you guys live somewhere else now. It's just
Anaheim
like
has
property.
finally, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all for Disneyland controlling this. But Anaheim has finally elected people to kind of like fight back on Disney because Disney's basically like, you guys serve us, you know. So Anaheim's finally kind of gotten to where now they're worried about the city themselves. So it's kind of nice to see the city take care of themselves.
Because you hear that's really ghetto right outside of Disneyland.
Yeah.
Really bad. But
Yeah.
no
I have
cops
friends
or
that live
anything.
right outside
I know
Disneyland.
it's- that's getting off topic, but no cops are around or anything because they're always focused on Disneyland.
Well,
Sure, that's your flagship.
And the true muscle is Disney security. They got the cool badges and like that's going to be
They know that's where the bread. and butter
Fuck
comes
being a
from,
real
so
cop. I
they're
want to be the
protected.
Disneyland security.
But the reason I want to bring this up is Comcast, which is what who owns Universal. They threw their hat in the ring too. They're trying to buy Fox now as well.
Oh shit!
We're gonna have a little bit of a bidding war
Oh,
going
man.
on. Yeah.
So
And
if
Universal's number
bought-
3 on the list of high power studios. So it goes Disney, then Fox, then Universal. So Universal's trying to come up and buy Fox, and Disney trying to come down and buy Fox. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Dang. Now, what would we see in a park though if they bought Fox? Maybe.
Park wise, I don't know. That's like the last on
Maybe.
everybody's mind. It's the movies that they care about.
Yeah.
That's why Disney's going after this, I'm sure, is because they want to bring X-Men in.
Yeah.
And they own X-Men. They own the Hulk rights. They own a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe Sony owns Hulk, but
No. They don't own Hulk. I don't believe so. I think you're right. But Fox does.
Fox. So and they want to do Fantastic Four, because Fantastic Four, where they're going right now in the Marvel universe, that's Fantastic Four territory. When you're talking about interdimensional and you're talking about big space stuff, Fantastic Four has always been involved with that. And right now you can't bring the Thing into the Avengers, and he is awesome in the Avengers when he's in there. So we'll see how that goes. It'd be really
Speaking
cool.
of Lando, Universal needs to fucking tear some shit down and make it like Orlando.
That place is a mess.
You don't like it, Universal?
Universal Studios?
Hollywood? I love that place.
I like the Harry Potter. I love the Simpsons area, but I could just sit at the restaurant and there just pretend like I'm at Moe's Tavern the whole time.
man.
That's
But
just
you
my
didn't
sit at the
really
bar.
experience it that much, remember? 'Cause
Yeah, no, my friends they were
only
tired.
had-
They
had like a couple hours. They had to hit the
we had to get
airport.
to Santa Monica.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Yeah, I love going there though.
yeah.
It's one day.
it's actually pretty nice. Like if you go to Disneyland all the time, it's kind of nice to
little
just
break.
go to Universal and just chill.
And it's not a bad party. It's not
True.
like you're going down to Six Flags.
And they have
Like,
actual
not that
like
much of a
beer,
downgrade.
like regular beer, which is nice.
Yeah, get drunk in most.
Hey,
taverns.
look, California Adventures. I've got pretty buzzy California
No,
Adventures.
I know, but it's
Don't
nice
get me
to
wrong.
have
Are
like
you in Moe's Tavern?
True. Okay.
no.
That's
It's
fair.
nice to have like a Modelo, Corona, Coors Light.
Yeah,
not
able to
just
change
like
it up a little
random stuff.
Yeah.
Not like brew.
And a
tap
Simpsons donut. Clearly, I'm in the Simpsons world the whole
Oh
time.
man, the donut.
Next up, we have Jamie Foxx. He's going to be playing Spawn in the
Oh my
Spawn
God.
reboot. Oh man, I know you were hyped about that. I saw that.
I've been
I was
waiting years for any fucking news of Spawn. Like forever, my whole life. Huge Spawn fan. But I don't know. I don't really care too much about Jamie Foxx playing the role. I'd rather see someone else. But at this point, I don't give a shit.
Who
what
else
the
could
news
play
is.
him? Who else can think?
Idris Elba.
Damn it!
Buff.
I hate it, but he can just play anybody he wants. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm totally. If they want to reboot the old Star Wars, he needs to be the new Darth Vader, man. Oh man, right?
Wasn't it Jamie Foxx that played in Spider-Man?
Yeah, I'm gonna forget
Yeah.
about that one in life.
I think everybody wants to, but yeah,
Yeah.
That's
you're
horrible.
right.
And I don't even blame him for it. That's a directing thing.
I
Sometimes.
saw an interview with him on Stephen Colbert, and man, I forgot how funny he is.
Oh,
He
yeah.
is hilarious. Yeah, it was a really good interview.
That's my biggest fear. Is I hope they don't try to make Spawn funny at all. I think they
No.
ruined that last.
Wisecrack. I
this-
can see them trying to do some wisecrack.
No, this movie is not going to be from Spawn's perspective. It's going to be what I heard is going to be from the two cops, like Twitch and so on.
Oh, really?
So it's going to be that kind of view, but it's going to be hella dark. It's from Blumhouse, I believe. That
Oh,
does,
okay. Yeah.
Happy Death Day and Get Out. I think they did.
Which are both awesome. Have you
Yeah.
seen Have you seen Happy Death Day as well?
I have not yet.
Everybody's seen Get Out, but Happy Death Day is really good too.
Yeah,
And they even it's a total Groundhog Day, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because even at the end they're like, so something about, have you seen that Bill Murray? He's like, no, what's Groundhog Day? And it's kind of funny that they reference it, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be super dark, super horror-ish.
Love that.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really care what the news is or how bad it is. I cannot wait for a Spawn movie again.
As long as he gets some attention. If they don't totally botch it so we can get some sequels, would be great.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's Image comic, right? Or Dark Horse?
Yeah, Image.
Image? Okay.
Mhm.
And the old Spawn movies were so good, but imagine now with our modern CGI technology.
Well,
Oh my God.
when you go back and watch the old Spawn movies, I know I'm going to get a look from him, but when you watch the old Spawn movies, you're like, I like this because I was a kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw this.
I was naive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't have a lot of superhero movies, so any superhero movie was
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
And
when you
its
were a kid.
time, it was a huge thing. It was really
Yeah.
a good movie, but
And
now-
compared to now, when we have so much going on and
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
and now we can actually not like certain superhero movies because it's just not good.
yeah,
You know, we're a little bit more.
a lot more to choose from.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I remember when movies were a thing on pay-per-view. I'd get that so many times as a kid. Probably charged up the bill like $4 or $5 a movie or whatever. I've seen it so many times, and then I owned the animated series ones too. And
I think I remember seeing the DVD.
Those were cool, but they're animated, so you can do whatever you have to do in them. You don't have to. There's no limits on animation, so
yeah, it's kind of nice. Next up, Sesame Street is suing Happy Time Murders.
No way.
Yes.
What the?
So it's officially Sesame Workshop, which is the company that runs Sesame Street, versus STX Productions, which was doing Happy Time Murder.
Oh my!
I think it's just you and me that saw that trailer. Anybody else see the trailer for Happy Time Murder?
I used to watch a cartoon on YouTube that was that.
Are you talking about Happy Tree Friends?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
murder?
never mind.
No, this is a it's so.
Oh my God, I want to see it so bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll watch it first day.
Yeah.
It is a terribly. What did you say? Gruesome
Raunchy,
or
I
like?
guess.
Yeah.
Oh, it's raunchy. Yeah, it's a raunchy Muppets really of like it's got Melissa McCarthy and like this puppet detective that's trying to solve crimes or whatever, and it is just at the end there is any children listen to this, you need to be done listening to it. There's like a 3-minute ejaculating Muppet that's like freaking out.
Like, oh, he's not in the
That's
office
just
right now.
all over the walls. It's hilarious.
It looks like Jamie Foxx is in that one too.
Is he really?
Yeah.
But the reason Sesame Street has a problem, I mean, it's pretty close to Sesame Street stuff, but they're actually using Sesame Street's name in the advertisements for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, they actually did. Apparently in the beginning, they're like, this is not on Sesame Street or something like that. Like, they're not saying it's on that street.
Yeah.
Sesame Street's got a problem with that. I could see that. You didn't need to throw their name in there
No,
to
for sure.
And
just show the clips.
Because there's other
They're hilarious.
Muppet type shows. Because what's other besides Sesame Street? Oh, the Muppets. Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
Muppets,
it's
yeah.
like, okay, well, if you have Muppets in it, whatever the fuck, it's not copying.
And I'm really surprised Disney's not jumping on this or whatever because they do reference the Muppets in it too. They talk about litigious. I mean,
that's so stupid. You don't have to fucking go sue Happy just because you mentioned like a funny little joke about it.
Right.
It's so retarded.
it's using it to advertise those what Sesame's got a problem with.
But also, the puppet looks very similar to it's their style.
It's their
Yeah.
style, but that style is not owned by anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the movie. It'll be
Really
hilarious.
stupid. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Next, Boba Fett. It's a standalone movie is officially in the works now.
Oh.
James Mangold, who did he wrote and directed Logan, the
did he?
Wolverine movie. Yeah, he's the one
He's
doing
in
this
that?
one.
Oh shit.
So he's writing
okay.
and directing the Boba Fett
Might be
movie.
good then.
James Mangold, if you're listening, please don't fuck this up. It's so important you don't fuck this up. Don't talk to Ron Howard. Don't.
Man, we enjoyed Han Solo, right?
I-
And then it's got so much trash talking on it right now.
It was okay. I'm telling you, if it
Yeah.
wasn't a Star Wars movie, it'd be really good. Okay. Okay, so major spoiler alert. I'm going to say it. I know you guys haven't seen it yet. I'm really sorry you're going to have to hear this
You
because
guys
we're going to
said
have to talk
the
about
last
this.
time,
They're building a universe off that last scene. Should we say what this last scene was? It's such an insane
Oh
spoiler.
man, you haven't seen it, yo.
No.
Oh, fuck.
Should I wait to say it?
Does it ruin the movie?
No, but you'll be hella
No, but
excited about it though.
It's insane, John.
Just say it. Fuck
That's okay. Just tell me.
They bring back Darth Maul.
Oh, well, I mean,
it.
Disney bought them, so it's a matter of time before they milk that fucking cow, right? I mean, that's where all the money's at.
It's the reason for the prequels, so
Yeah.
Darth Maul could exist. It's the reason for Clone Wars, so they could bring him back to life.
Yeah.
And it's the reason they didn't exclude Clone Wars when they bought all of Star Wars. They erased all the other canon side stuff except for Clone Wars because I'm hoping it's because they wanted to bring this guy back.
So how do they plan on bringing him back?
Well, in Clone Wars, which you all should watch.
Yeah, where he fell and then he was fed next to a swamp or...
Well, yeah, he was able to basically
basically
make himself shitty robotic legs,
Yeah.
and then through Sith witches, it's complicated. He got nice robotic legs, and then he's been in this fight with Obi-Wan
He was
Kenobi.
cut
this
in
whole
half
time.
but survived and came back and now he's got...
Well, now he's in this movie, and in Rebels, he's still in Rebels fighting Obi-Wan. There's actually this big fight where they have him as old man, both versions. But in the movie, you see him, and he's like, "Oh my god, dude!" I was like hyperventilating in the theaters when I saw him. I was so excited to see him back because they actually show him you just see it's a projection talking to Emily Clark, Daenerys Targaryen, who is trading on everybody. Big spoiler alerts for all this. Trading on everybody, anyways, because she's now his apprentice. And you just see his robotic legs, and I'm like, wait. No. And then you pan around and you see him take off his hood and it's Darth Maul and you're like, shit yeah. So they're building this world. What they're trying to do is a Marvel's Universe kind of thing where they have a bunch of standalone movies. They come together for a big movie. Standalone movies come together so an Avengers kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we got our Han Solo. Hopefully we'll get a Lando.
So we probably won't get a Han Solo. You said we might get a Han Solo.
Well, they have Han Solo, the actor that played Han Solo, down for a 3-movie deal.
Okay, so it might be maybe we're gonna bring, like you said, these side ones together.
Yeah.
So maybe in Boba Fett, we'll see Darth Maul, Emilia Clarke, and.
Well, you would think so.
Solo,
Boba Fett's been
whatever.
hired by a bunch of different people. You know, he's a mercenary, so
yeah.
everywhere. And I want to see him return. So a big thing I liked about Clone Wars is the Mandalorian history that was involved, and you got to, you know. So hopefully we'll see him kind of return back to Mandalore and be some shit going down or whatever that he has to get involved with. But yeah, so if they're going to use Clone Wars to build a new universe in the gap of these movies, I'm excited.
Yeah,
Because there's a lot there. It's gonna fit weird for the casual Star Wars fan. It'll fit very weird. I mean, they're already confused why is Darth Maul alive. So if you didn't watch Clone Wars, you have no clue why he's alive.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because he is easily the gem that came out of the prequels, and I don't care if you're a Star Wars originalist fan or anything like that. You got to admit that's the best lightsaber fight in the world. That Clone Wars fight, or not Clone Wars, Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
That was good. Last bit that we have, guys, some comic book news. If you're a fan like me of Super Sons, you were depressed when it got canceled.
It got canceled?
It did.
Finally.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding.
It's the comic book storyline of Superman's son John and Batman's son Damian, and their adventures together. It was really fun because Damian Wayne is like my favorite. He's just a wisecracking punk kid that's got Ra's al Ghul blood in him and Batman blood in him, and he's destined to be the best Batman in the world. And so anyway, so they're done. But Peter Tomasi, who did that original run, he's coming back for a 12-issue deal. It's called The Adventures of the Super Sons, and it's supposed to be a complete arc that's just the two kids. So it's kind of nice to kind of give them a little bow on that storyline and finish them off.
That sounds like it'd be a really good TV series, though, if they want to do that.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, you could hire anybody. You don't have to be, huge expensive actors. Do like Gotham did, the Gotham TV series.
Yeah, put it on a CW budget, which can't be too high. Those graphics are terrible, but I love them.
What is the Krypton one on?
Is it a freeform? I think it might be a freeform.
Is it? Because
they just got renewed for season 2.
Yeah, I'm not really into those, but the Krypton one looked kind of.
It's supposed to be about, I think, Superman's grandfather.
Oh, is it the grandfather?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Super Sons is really nice because it's about these. It started out where Damian Wayne, who's part of the Teen Titans, who's like 13. He's trying to explain to John, like, who's 12, you gotta get good so you can get accepted into the Teen Titans. He's really emphasizing the teen part. You're not a teen yet. I'll get you where you're good enough to be in the Teen Titans. And it's adorable because you got this, and he's shorter than John, but he's just such a wisecracking asshole. I love Damian so much. And he's like, John, who doesn't have full-fledged Superman powers, he has like Superboy powers, where he's able to jump high and stuff like that. He'll like punch something super hard, and he's like, "Yeah, you could have done it this way though." Like he's just like, "You fucked up because you were too loud or whatever." He's very cocky Batman. It's super hard to explain. He's really good. So it's a really good those two together. And John's just like this innocent kid and stuff like that. He's just like afraid to use his powers to hurt somebody, And you got Damian that's like, "Oh, I murder for fun, but I mean it's just my thing. I gotta I'm trying to revenge all the murders I did when I was part of the League of Assassins or whatever, It's a long, complicated story. I love Goliath. It's a part of there. But it's a really good storyline. And so I'm happy to see him come back, and I'm happy for Peter. They're talking about trying to get the original illustrator for it too. I hope they do. He's a really good illustrator. Any nerd news you guys want to toss in before we head out?
Besides the Black Ops 4 Battle Royale.
Yeah.
I mean, we just said it real quick, but yeah, it's going to be pretty nuts. I think I might actually get into the Battle Royale now. Or check it out.
You're going to start with that game, or are you going to get Fortnite instead?
I played a little bit of Fortnite, but I'm not super into it. If I got some family members that want to get on, I'll get on.
I'm down. Yeah.
But we have a squad of 3. So yeah, we'll have to get you in there. We're on the Xbox PC.
Okay, good. It's all the PC's part of it, yeah.
Super fake list from Blizzard, but I don't know if it's fake. We don't know yet.
Here comes the hype train. Anything from Blizzard, I'm happy.
There's talk about a, what is it called? Diablo 4.
Wow.
Okay, so a whole new Diablo.
That's good.
There's not. I just have to name them off because there's no detail on any of this. An Overwatch movie. Like what the fuck?
Dude. Have you seen the cutscenes? That's perfect for me.
It's like, why do we not have? There was a. Oh man, Blackwatch. It was an.
That's a good
Blackwatch.
Yeah. It's like shows them during their Overwatch days.
Yeah, and there's like a little campaign for it. It's like, man, I wish we had these most of the time so we could see some like characters talking to each other, interacting, whatever. But yeah, that's that.
This is too hot, man. Where'd you get? Did you go down to Irvine to talk to some Blizzard execs? This is too hot, man.
That now the biggest one, which is just bizarre, is WoW coming to PS4.
Okay, that's not happening.
Okay, but
that's not happening because I gotta go buy PS4 now.
It's in a lot of places though, like people talking about it. Fuck. And they don't know about it like being super online. There's rumors that it might just be a campaign, which that's okay. That's a fucking game. I'm not gonna just quest.
That seems nuts. Yeah. Well, I'll own it, but
PS4 does own it. PS4 does have Final Fantasy 14 and other MMOs on the console. So why can't it be possible?
Oh man, you and me have discussed this, and Xbox I feel is officially losing this race.
Not I think the WoW on PS4, fucking Xbox is gone. I'll piss on that shit. Except for the 4K. I have it only for the 4K player. So.
But
yeah, you'll just sell it and buy another one.
I wonder if it's a standalone campaign, if it'll be new graphics. We're still using 2004 graphics.
But people did change the interface on their computer or whatever they talk about to a PlayStation controller setup, and it works.
Oh wow!
So
I've used the Xbox controller setup on it.
Oh,
I have
so it's
what's it called, Slices or whatever. It's a program that lets you do
that. It's possible, then yeah.
So
they're talking about it. If it is, it'll be announced, and it'll be obviously starting from like Battle of Azeroth or whatever.
But they never. Battle for Azeroth's coming out September, or now it's not. Is it September still? I think it might be still September. So that's something that I don't think would be announced at E3 because normally Blizzard announces their stuff at BlizzCon.
It's apparently there's a list, and Blizzard said they were making a presence at E3, but
they never do. Right. So that would be awesome.
Yeah,
I am very happy with that.
This could be super fake, but I mean, there's a bunch of leaked stuff always coming out since.
You're a guy on that. You're the one that's got all the hot scoops on the E3 stuff. We'll come out with the nerd news. It's just you doing E3 stuff again. We had one already, and people liked it, so we'll do it again.
For sure.
Got a lot of positive feedback on that. Any other news coming out, guys?
I don't need a fucking PC now if that happens.
You do for like everything else. PC's still the best console.
I know.
Really.
I know.
But I'll buy the PS4. I gotta buy a Switch now. You hear the Pokemon games the first thing we announced?
True. I'm gonna have a little Pokemon.
You think I got money? Come on now. We need Patreons to fund Frank's
credit cards.
Open more credit cards. You're right. Yeah. I think that's what they tell you. I think that's what all the economics
tell you. I need to pay my credit card first.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll be dropping these nerd news randomly. Hope you enjoyed, and talk to you guys soon.